Good morning. So I really want to talk about the positive shadow and jealousy and how to awaken your purpose, how to awaken your passion, how to awaken your essence that is unique, that is different from every other person's essence on this planet. And there are so many ways to do this, but the one that came to my mind today is to use the emotion of jealousy. I would say it borders between jealousy and like admiration, or sometimes a little bit putting someone on a pedestal, like you kind of think that they're above you, and then there's this tinge of both jealousy or sadness or yearning, and to use that to guide you towards yourself. So I was reading this beautiful poem thing by this woman that a friend sent yesterday, Emily. She sent a group of us this poem that was so powerful, that was so fiery, that was so bold and unapologetic and just like just out there, like everything that she had in her heart, she just like poured onto the page. And she didn't care, she didn't think about, is anyone going to understand this? Is this going to make people upset? Nothing like that. In fact, when I read about her, she actually says one of her joys is to trigger people. And, I just looked at her website. I looked at maybe her Facebook page or her Instagram page or something. I'm like, wow, she has a huge community. She's really out there and she's just doing this and she's loving it, and she's going big. And I felt this pang inside, like, I want to do that, and it's like, it's before the place when it's like, yes, I want to do this and I can do this. It was more that like, oh, I really wish I could do that. And can I ever, gather so many people who actually want to hear what I have to say? And can I ever be so just unfiltered and not thinking about who's going to understand? Not dumbing anything down, not watering anything down, just saying it like it is, like I feel it is, talking about angels and God and consciousness and trauma and anger and ancestors and Jesus and ETs and extraterrestrials and other planets and ascension and all of this stuff without worrying that I'm going to turn people off or like, oh, people are going to think I'm crazy, all of this stuff. So that was my mental process. At the same time, I felt this excitement because I know this piece of wisdom, I would say, which is that anything that you feel strongly about in another person, whether negatively or positively, is a reflection of you, of how you feel about yourself. So if I was seeing this woman and really admiring her, really feeling these pangs of like jealousy and wanting to be able to be like that, that must mean that it's in me somewhere. It's just that I'm not fully revealing it yet. And I'm working through some things that need to be worked through in order to express that. That's what I call the positive shadow. It's a part of ourself that for whatever reason, our conditioning, societal conditioning, childhood conditioning, any sort of emotional traumas around whatever these characteristics are, that now you've sort of dimmed in yourself, and so you project it, in this case positively, on someone else. That these are all qualities that are inside of you. That's why you're resonating with it so strongly. That's why you're feeling a strong emotion. If it's not something that's inside of you, that's a particular part of your unique essence, of your purpose, you don't really care. You don't feel jealous. You don't feel admiration. You don't feel extremely negatively about them. You just don't feel much because it's just not hitting on something inside of you. So if it is hitting something inside of you, then that means it's a shadow. It's something that is a denied or suppressed or hidden part of yourself that you want to let come out. That goes for the positive shadow. It also goes for the negative shadow. So on the opposite side of this, when we have people in our life that they just make us upset. They just bring out all of this judgment. They just bring out all of this anger. They just bring out all of this blame and condemnation. Like, you know, why are they like this, and this? Or this person, I just can't stand this person, you know? That's the negative shadow. That's a part of ourself that we feel is so bad, is so horrible, is so unacceptable that we have to repress it. And we work very hard to repress it. That's why when we see it in others, it resonates so strongly because it's a part of ourselves that we have disowned. But because we feel so negatively about it, we have to condemn it in them as well because we don't want to feel any positive resonance with it because then it might come out in ourselves. And we're scared of that for whatever reasons. You know, there's millions of reasons why. So this is just a little sharing about both the positive shadow and the negative shadow. So when we feel admiration, jealousy, wanting to be like someone, that may be positive qualities that we've repressed. When we feel anger, condemnation, judgment, those may be quote-unquote negative qualities that we've repressed. And the idea is, even with the negative qualities, to actually let them have a voice in a safe space. It's not about just like opening up a can of worms and now you're just spewing out all of these negative emotions and characteristics and energies that you never had the chance to express. Well, that's very harmful. That can be very harmful to yourself, harmful to others. So it's about working with those energies in a safe space, whether it's with a healer, whether it's with a shamanic facilitator, whether it's someone taking you through an inner child process, whatever it is, it's working with those energies, especially those lower energies like anger, grief, oh my gosh, rage, depression. Some people, because of the way they were raised, will not let themselves feel down. So they always have to be strong. They always have to be on top of everything. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. So working with the energy of hopelessness, you know, letting yourself feel that energy instead of keeping it suppressed. And it will come out in other ways. If it cannot come out through your persona, through your emotions, it will come out through your body. It will come out through accidents that happen, all of these stuff. So this is what happens when this energy is unprocessed. It's unintegrated inside of our whole being. So it's looking for ways to allow these energies to be expressed and to be integrated. That's especially with these lower energies. With the positive energies, that's something that, of course, you can work with someone to do that, but that's something that once you identify, you can really look for different ways to bring this out. So for the example I used in the beginning, that's just an indicator to me. Like, I always use my emotions as a guidance. So that's an indicator to me that, okay, something is even more ready to come out. I want to use my voice even more boldly. I want to just not hide, you know, and seeing her in her very open, sort of out there form triggered something in me. And to me, that's saying, okay, come on then, you know, next step, keep going. You know, what is it that you can do to support yourself, to bring this quality out? That the reason why you're feeling this tension, this yearning, this, you know, jealousy, it's just because there's something inside that wants to come out. And so it's just constantly thinking, how can we nurture this energy? Whether it's a lower energy whether it's a shine, it's something that wants to radiate out. How can we facilitate that? So I invite you guys to think about anyone in your life, whether you know them in person or not, who you feel, I want to work with the positive shadow, so who you feel jealousy towards, but not really in like a super like like I hate them, but more like, oh, I wish, oh, but maybe I can never do that, you know, that kind of jealousy. Or just this like inspiration, but it seems like really, really far away. Like, what I want to invite you to do is realize that it's not far away. Actually, it's right here. That's why the resonance is so strong, because it's right there inside of you. You can do that, you know? You can. You may think that it's so far away and that like you'll never be that way. And it's not possible. You don't have the right body, you don't have the right talent, you don't have the right circumstances, you don't have enough financial resources, but that is not true. The energy of excitement is what creates. And once you tune into that, you'll be amazed at what starts to fall into place. Once you tune into that energy of excitement and your awareness is open as to what it is that you want to express, what it is you want to create, that intention and that energy of excitement is so powerful. It is what creates. It is the force behind creation. And so really, there's nothing that's more important than tuning into that. And of course, on the way and simultaneously, you may have to do some healing work to let go of anything that's blocking that. But ultimately, in the way I understand myself and the way I work with people, is that's the place ultimately we want to get to, where we're so tuned in with ourself and our emotional guidance system that we literally, naturally are constantly following our excitement, following our joy. We're constantly taking different energies and we're transmuting them. We're seeing the opposite side of them. So we see jealousy and we look, what's on the other side of jealousy? It's actually passion. It's actually this yearning to be the greatest version of yourself. That's on the other side of jealousy. So we don't have to stay in that vibration of jealousy. We can transmute it into something else. We can look at the energy of grief, right? Losing someone you love. Grief, that heavy grief. We can feel that. We can know that. But we can also transmute that. We can see what's on the other side of grief. And that's love. That is this love, this deep love that connects people, that connects everything in this universe. So it's all about opening our eyes, becoming more aware and more conscious of what our emotions are telling us, and then looking at that emotion. And if it is not a constructive, skillful, creative emotion, then we look to heal that. We look to transmute that into something that actually does serve our journey. So I hope that that this video inspired you to think about all of these things, and maybe do a little exercise and think of the people that really inspire you the most, and that maybe you feel a little bit of jealousy towards, but starting to recognize that that jealousy is an indicator that whatever it is in that person that you're resonating with is inside of you. Have a great day.